Friday, August 25th, 2017, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So I want to do a market update. It's just past 8:30 a.m. London time. And I also want to talk about competing currencies and free markets, especially what has been going on the last few years with cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to talk about one of my favorite Austrian School of Economics economist, F.A. Hayek, von Hayek, Nobel Prize winner in economics, not Peace Prize. But before that, let's have a look at the markets. So right now, spot gold is $12.8725, up $1. Range has been getting narrower, it seems, every day this last week. It's been like, forming like a little pennant or flag. 1285 the low, 1289 the high. So we're pretty much in the middle of the range. Silver $17.01, up 4.5 cents. Range has been 1691 to 1703. So basically consolidation. It looks like precious metals are waiting for this afternoon. A speech by Yellen at Jackson Hole. That's out at 3 p.m. London. And then Mario Draghi, he's out 5 hours later, I think. I'm not sure exactly what time. But you can find that like on investing.com. Look at the economic calendar there if you want. What else? The Dow is down 4 points, so not moving much. 21,772. S&P 2439, unchanged. Crude oil up 30 cents at 47.78 WTI. Cable or sterling 127.95, below 128, down 5 pips. Very narrow range for currencies, a currency market right now. 128.14 to 127.93. That's fairly quiet trading. Euro 117.82, down 17 pips. And the dollar's up slightly against the yen, 109.60, up 5 pips. FTSE in the UK, FTSE futures, well, FTSE's opened already. It's now down 6. The DAX is down 48 points, just over 1/3%. Cryptocurrencies, let's have a look and see where the major cryptocurrencies are. Bitcoin doing fairly well still, 4,342. Ethereum 335. So cryptocurrencies moving, staying quite elevated for now. Whereas Steam, Steam 127. So yeah, pretty steady. The 24-hour high has been 137. So competing currencies. I want to, read from a section of Hayek's book, which is called The Fatal Conceit, The Errors of Socialism. Basically, in this book, the general gist of it is that under socialism or a centralized system, it's very, where, bureaucrats and managers try to, manage prices of, goods, services. It always ends in disruption in the market because it kills the price mechanism which exists under a decentralized free market system where price is the best indicator for human action, as von Mises would say, another Austrian school economist. So here on page 103, he talks about money and currencies, Hayek, and I'll quote from his book. Under government patronage, the monetary system has grown to great complexity. Central banks, patronage, central banks and governments working together, but so little private experimentation and selection among alternative means has ever been permitted that we still do not quite know what good money would be or how good it could be. Nor is such interference and monopoly a recent creation. It occurred almost as soon as coinage, and by that he means gold, silver coins, copper coins. As soon as coinage was adopted as a generally accepted medium of exchange. Though an indispensable requirement for the functioning of an extensive order of cooperation of free people, money has almost from its first appearance been so shamelessly abused by governments that it has become the prime source of disturbance of all self-ordering processes in the extended order of human cooperation. And he goes on to say, the history of government management of money has, except for a few short happy periods, been one of incessant fraud and deception. And he goes on to say about this deception. In this respect, governments have proved far more immoral than any private agency supplying distinct kinds of money in competition probably could have been. So why am I quoting Hayek and competing currencies? Well, because it all fits in with the cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies, no matter what you think, and even I am skeptical sometimes of, there's over 700 cryptocurrencies. I'm skeptical of what's really behind it, but at least it's a free market phenomenon. People are not forced to use it, or to accumulate it. They have the option to study and see if they think the currency is a good currency. Right now, you look at worldcoin.com and it gives you the market caps of the biggest currencies. Bitcoin 71.8 billion, Ethereum 31.5 billion, Bitcoin Cash 10 billion. The market is voting there, saying that these are the top currencies because there's more, resources going into it. Their market capitalizations in terms of fiat dollars are the biggest. And so I wonder what Hayek, would have thought. I think he would have been a very interesting observer into cryptocurrencies. And the question right now is, will, as he says that, almost all the time, governments hijack, free market money. We'll have to see, what the future brings for cryptocurrencies, because this is a totally, free market phenomenon. There are a lot of theories out there that Bitcoin was created by intelligence agencies, maybe. No one knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is, but I don't think they've created all the other currencies. So it's an interesting situation. Where does gold and silver fit in terms of Hayek's theory? Well, I think the Austrian school, considering that government is involved in money, unfortunately, still considered gold and silver the best form of money. But as Hayek said, we don't really know what perfect money could be. Because it's always been so interfered by governments. Cryptocurrencies don't look like the governments and central banks don't have control of it right now. They have control of the precious metals market for now. Will they be able to keep that control? Will they because historically the fiat money was backed by gold and silver. Will they have to let gold and silver revalue, go up against their fiat currencies so they can keep competing against these cryptocurrencies? That's another interesting point there. Or will fiat money just collapse completely and gold and silver will be freed and will have to compete against cryptocurrencies? That's always possible. To end this video, I'd like to also, apart from Hayek and the Fatal Conceit book, I recommend the book, by the way. It's interesting because I study economics at university, but they never taught the Austrian school back in the 80s. I only started looking at the Austrian school in the late 90s, early 2000s, when I started getting interested in free markets and after invested in precious metals. The other books, The Constitution of Liberty, Friedrich von Hayek, Austrian school as well. I've done videos about this before, a really good one. What has government done with our money? Austrian school economist, but an American, Murray Rothbard. Hayek was originally from Austria, and I'll read a little bit about him. F.A. Hayek studied at the University of Vienna, where he became both Doctor of Law and a Doctor of Political Science. So, and in 1931 he moved to London, and he was a professor at the London School of Economics. So, and he says he holds numerous honorary doctorates and a member of the British Academy. Hayek was awarded Nobel Memorial Prize in Economics in 1974. This is a good one as well, by von Mises, The Theory of Money and Credit. Von Mises, how do you call it? His biggest work, Human Action. It's a thick one. I mean, I've read most of it, but you can, read sections as well. Interesting. And then there's a book as well about just a biography of von Mises. And one of my favorites as well that I like to point out in terms of books, he's not considered an Austrian school economist. He died in 1850 and was from France, Friedrich Bastiat, but his philosophy is very similar to that of the Austrian school. Freedom, free markets, small government, rule of law. Yeah, and that's a really good book. That's only about 70 pages, easy to read. Friedrich Bastiat, The Law. So, that's it. So we await for the central bankers to come out today. And it's strange, because with all these cryptocurrencies, the main, I think, the main thing that makes them interesting and that changes things is their open source, as they say. It's all out in public and it's decentralized. There's no central authority running anything. It's up to the millions or billions of individuals out there interacting in a how can I say, in a fairly fair, open manner. And that's completely against our present system. I mean, it's called central banks. It's 12 men and women in a boardroom deciding where the interest rate, of money or the currency of a country should be. While in cryptocurrencies, it's millions of people just interacting through the price mechanism. And where do ICOs fall into this? I think ICOs, some of them want to be like currencies, but they're more like, the IPOs, I think. They're using, the main cryptocurrencies to raise finance for ventures that could be not necessarily in the crypto space, but, Ethereum, allows a lot of companies to decentralize business and make it even more, advantageous for the consumers. And it cuts out middlemen. So that's one thing I think that Wall Street and the central bankers don't like, because they are the ultimate middleman for the economies, and they're very, they're a select few. While cryptocurrencies, blockchain changes all that. So this is getting interesting. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And follow me also on steemit.com and on Twitter. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, there's some links below in the description. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.